覚悟してろよ。行くぜ。
Welcome to Worldbreaker Coo's Reviews. I'm your host, Worldbreaker Coo, and today we're looking at Guerrilla, and Triceraton. This guy on the left has lots of accessories, and they're very big. The guy on the right is is Triceraton. Not as much, but I still like him very much. Let's start with Guerrilla. His hands are ginormous. He comes with some open hands for his bazooka. He comes with some tighter open hands for unknown purposes. That's just two pairs, by the way. He has more. He has two pairs of holding hands or open grasp hands, which you see one right there. He also has two fists. And for some reason, he has another two hands like this. I don't know why he has so many pairs of hands. I really don't. It's a lot. But he does have a lot of accessories too. He comes with this knife. That's not a knife. That's a knife. This thing is like the size of her body. That is crazy. So nice little knife. He's got a machine gun that I don't really like as much. It's kind of really thin and basic. So it is what it is. And then he has this coconut that goes inside his gigantic bazooka. That is crazy. We look at the size of this thing. And then the coconut can go inside. You take the banana off. You put this bad boy on in here. I wouldn't put it down too far because it is hard to get out because it does go down pretty well. So that's bazooka, the coconut. And guys, we're not even done with his accessories. He also has not one, not two, but 3 grenades. That's awesome. A pair of shades. And he comes with a smiley face. That's a nice face. I like this face. Look, nice fade. It's just the unfortunate face does not go along. If I want Guerrilla, I want him actually yelling. Also, his helmet does come off. But I don't like the way it looks without the helmet. So I will be keeping that on. Oh yeah, these bullets and the dog tag's an accessory. The bananas also come out, so they just slide on in. So I'm telling you, like, he's a big $70 guy. I got him for 50% off at my local comic book store because they were having a Super 7 sale, which is where I get most of my Ultimates. I have so many from sales. It's not even funny because their price is just too high. His articulation is pretty decent. But he's stiff. Look at that. I mean, just a big guy. This guy's just a gargantuan figure. He's heavy. He's got a nice base, so that way you don't have to worry about him falling. But he is a chunk of plastic. He's kind of like that. He's kind of like not Super 7, like NECA. That's a lot. Diamond Select Juggernaut. That's how heavy this guy is. He's very heavy. He might even be heavier. But I do like this guy. I would not want to pay full price for him unless I'm like a huge Turtles fan. But for half off, this guy's a steal for 40, 50 bucks because he is a nice and fun figure. So that's Guerrilla. Let's get Triceraton in. This guy is very special to me because it was my favorite Turtles villain as a kid to play with toy. I'm not saying the cartoon so much. I'm not saying like a favorite villain, but as far as a toy, because he always had that one arm that was really stiff, like this one right here, that I used to always punch him out the toys with, and he'd break them. Yeah, I know, problematic, but that was awesome. He comes with this little gas mask that I would not be keeping on him. It's cool, you know, it clips on, but don't really need it. So let's take this off so we can get a better look at this mug. And I like how this ties on nicely to the ridges of his actual skull. And it's not coming off easily, so I'm gonna leave him alone for now and get that on later. Let's pause it. All right, I'm back. Not the easiest thing to get off. He comes with the gun he used to have when I was a kid, too, that I never really liked, but it was a cool accessories. This one was much better painted. He's got that nice mug, and he's just a really solid figure. He's not more expensive than other Super 7s. He's actually the base cost, and for his size, I mean, you can't beat that. Let me just show you a turtle size. Here he is compared to Raphael, and Marvel Legends isn't doing this. They're not doing, a character this big and having the same price. Now, mind you, they do have other figures that are just as big as him. They do mark up, so I'm not going to give them complete, resistance on that. But this guy is very nice. His accessories also include this weird gun from back before. I never liked this one at all either. He comes with an extra rat because he does not have enough rats. I don't know what the exceptional rats were. Things like these little grenades. I'm not sure if they're sonic grenades or gas grenades. He's got this little device he can put on his wrist and call his homies. It closes. I think it's a Game Boy DS. That's what it looks like. So in case he's bored in the waiting room, waiting on his Stegosaurus baby mama. And then we've got his graspy hands. I don't feel like these are big enough. He's got small hands and he's orange. Small hands and orange. Weird. Anyway, then we've got the fisted hand to go with the other fisted hand and a holding gun hand. So he's got a lot of cool things going on here. I do like this guy. So yeah, Triceraton for me is going to give me very much good vibes from back when I was a kid. I'm going to give this guy a 10. No, that's a lie. I'm going to give him an 8.5 out of 10. He's a great figure. His articulation's a little bit left to be desired, but, it's a big chunky boy. So he's going to be what he is. He's not going to be looking up or looking down much because that's just not how these toys were made back then. And I didn't really expect him to have like some great range now. We will put Guerrilla back in just so you can see the scale with him and Raph, since I did not do that. If I can get his foot back down. And Guerrilla's great. I mean, you can't go wrong with any one of these figures. But I would say I lean toward Triceraton more just for nostalgia. If you don't really care about Triceraton, then Guerrilla is easily the better figure. I do care. So, and there is Raph compared to Guerrilla, and he's like 2. So, yes, there you go. So, I hope you enjoyed this quick review of Super 7. Until next time, peace and turtle power.